Hi guys, it's another rainy day here on the Emerald Coast, late August. Dave and I are going to head to Destin. We're going to take a chance and see if the traffic has settled down enough for us to get over the bridge to Destin. We may thrift around a little bit in Destin. We'll see. I'm not going to spend all day out there because I do have stuff to do on my day off. But yeah, we're going to see what we can find. Okay, we're here at the Goodwill in Destin. If you would do us the favor, please give us a like and a subscribe. We are really trying to grow this channel and our algorithm has been miserable lately. So if you would comment on this video, that would be awesome. Just say hi, tell us where you're from, tell us where you're watching from, and have you ever been to Destin before? We'd like to know. Thanks. Okay guys, so the color of the day is going to be yellow. You have to scan that little QR code there if you want to get the discount at the register. I'm going to walk over here and pick up a cart. So Dave's standing over here in the furniture section. There's art and furniture over there. Up front here, there's a lot of designer stuff. They have their higher end goods. Then there's some brand new stuff here as you walk towards the back. Usually there's a bunch of sale racks right here that are just packed full of clothing, but I can see that the shelves and everything looks a little bit empty right now. Definitely not as much as they normally have. And I think that's just because we're at the end of a very busy tourist season here in Destin. So I walked over to the mug aisle and there wasn't a lot of selection there, but I did find this little mug and she does seem to have some value. So I carted her. These were Opal House, cute little set of 4 teacups. And this is a set of Pure One teacups that I think might be for green tea or for sake. They were only $5, but when I Google searched on those, they were not worth picking up. Then there was these 2 lovely coastal plates. Destin is really the best place to go to find coastal goods, especially off season, because that is going to be when the condo owners and people are down and they'll be switching out their decor at that point in time. So you will find sometimes mismatched sets here at the Goodwill. You know, people will come and rent an Airbnb and they'll break a piece or something, and then that whole set has to be replaced. And sometimes it's just their own personal properties and they just want to refresh the way things look. So you can find some nice high-end coastal stuff here, usually at this Goodwill. I've picked some nice things out of here before. This is the plastic aisle. There's a few baskets and things. I was really looking at that square one because I could definitely use some more storage for my house. But they wanted like $5 for that, which why are baskets so much these days? Then I found this cute little glass cross, very coastal looking, somebody's project piece, probably made at the Shard Shop or at Redbird Art. And I just really liked this. It was only $3.99. There are little shells on there. I like the pretty shabby kind of aqua colored paint in the background. So that was a no-brainer. We carted that. That was a piece of melamine. Then there's this cross with the cutout where you would, fill that in, or you could use it as a niche of some sort if you hung it. I did not end up carting that one. Saw this cute little wood plate here. It says phone, wallet, keys, kiss on it. Really cute little plate for your entryway console. Don't forget your keys. Don't forget your phone. Little phone charging station. That's a little Uncle Sam stand-up thing there on the end. So usually these aisles have quite a bit more tchotchkes. I've walked through here before and found just all kinds of great stuff in these shelves being packed full of stuff. So I just know that it's just the end of tourist season and they're just having a hard time keeping inventory right now. Cute little box here. I think that might have been Egyptian or Russian. This had a little chip out of the lid. I am having to go back in and do a whole new voiceover for this because YouTube blocked the video on the first upload. There was so much loud music in the background. They just didn't let me get away with it. I got a copyright hit on the first video. So, yikes. Yeah, always a lot of hard work because YouTube or Goodwill was really blaring the music on this particular day. There was a lot of pop music. I guess there was enough there for the songs to be identifiable. So unfortunately, yeah, I have to go back and do the voiceover. And the last few times I've tried to add music to my videos from my editing service, they've copyright hitted that too, even though I have permission to use it. So it's really frustrating. I don't know. I've tried to make the videos more interesting and to have nice layered sounds and things, and it's still just really difficult to figure out. And I think YouTube is just a little bit on the hair trigger right now when it comes to copyright hits and pulling videos and things. Maybe they got sued or something. I don't know. Anyhow, I suppose it's all to protect people in the end. This is a cute little thing here. A little kissy kiss. Cherubs, the letter H. Today's program has been brought to you by the letter H. Just a random H. So funny, those random letters you find. Little reticulated plate here. Christmas, not anything special. The Christmas section even looking quite picked over at the moment. Nothing that's really of note here. That was a little felt garland. Cute little gnome guy. This set of not vintage, tiny ornaments. Now, if you have tiny trees, the tiny ornaments can be fun to find. That's one of those little flocked trees. Very lightweight Christmas glasses, not high quality at all. A single mug, that looked pretty nice. Then I did find this, and it's a sponge painted, it's old. And $1.99, definitely picked that up. That went into the cart for sure. Little gingerbread man plate with the sponge print pattern on it. I do not mind shipping plates. It just takes a little extra cardboard and such. You have to make sure it's well padded. And I like to do box inside a box when I'm shipping breakable things as much as possible. Unless it's just going a short distance, and then I'll just pack it really well. The main thing is having it nice and solid so it doesn't move around inside. So they were a little crazy on some of their prices on the linens here at this Goodwill. Some of the prices were like $10 on that stuff. And I'm sorry, I'm not paying $10 for a used blanket. Unless it's something really high end. That's different. But this Goodwill has typically not been my favorite one for linens. There are better ones in our area. Yeah, I just haven't picked up a lot out of here in the linen department. This looked like it had a good quality to it. And I looked and I figured out it was Magnolia Home. But guess what? No tag. So also, at Goodwill, if you find something without a tag, they're not going to sell it to you. So that's an annoying policy for people. Definitely. I understand why they do it, because people switch tags or pull tags off of things that they think are too expensive in hopes that they'll get a better deal or something for it. But really, at the end of the day, isn't it about moving merchandise? Isn't it about just selling stuff? Goodwill. Here's Dave. Dave is probably frozen right there and can't walk. He's not standing there like a scarecrow for no reason. Dave, he struggles with Parkinson's. If this is your first time on this channel, then, you probably don't know that. But Dave has Parkinson's. That's why he walks with a cane. They were wanting a lot on their pillows too. So yeah, I do check the linen section when I'm here. But here was a nice handmade quilt. But then I think they were asking $24 for that, and that was for Auburn, for the Auburn Tigers. That would have been a really lovely piece. I decided to leave it for someone local that maybe has a student there or something. It's kind of a specific thing. It's a smaller school, so, I didn't think that the resale would be really great on it. This was a terrific print, lots of fish and stuff on here. But it was one that I decided not to pick up because the quality of the fabric was really low. It was just a lot of that microfiber stuff, And I would consider buying something like this cute little cowboy print sheet here to upcycle, to turn into something else. But it still has to be a nicer quality fabric for me. Now, this one was real old. Unfortunately, there was no tag on it, and I could not Google search it. And Dave found this crocheted blanket and said, "Hey, I need a new mullet net." Dave always being funny. He's always joking around about something. So we're here in the art and furniture section. There's always big pieces of art here to the right. This one was one of those resin coated things, and a lot of like TJ Maxx style or Ross, the kind of art you'd find at Ross, prepackaged, not original. But every now and then, see, here's an original picture. That is actually a photograph. I have found a few original art pieces in here. So it's funny because like this Goodwill, I find more in the art section than the one in Niceville. The one in Niceville, the art section is usually kind of sparse, but the linen section is great, and they're not crazy about their prices on the linen. So, it's hit or miss. I don't understand. Like, I guess it's the managers of the store, how they price things to move, and, also the types of donations that they're getting from the local community. So, here's my gratuitous thrift selfie. Wearing my camouflage. Okay, so this is why we don't always come out to Destin in the season to do any thrifting. First of all, traffic is usually pretty bad in the season. The traffic is starting to settle down now, but all the people here thrifting around kind of picked through, and the prices are a little high in the Goodwill in Destin. I still find good stuff there though. Like I've picked 4 things out of that one today. But Dave and I have decided to head out to Haven House in Miramar Beach. We didn't know if we were going to make it a twofer today, but it's still early yet, and we're going to go out there and see what we can find at Haven House. All right, we're here at Haven House in Miramar Beach. Yeah. Dave's happy about this one because he likes this one. Here, honey for my honey. We gotta get some honey before we leave, honey. Honey. Good honey. Honey for the honey. Local honey, huh? Yeah. Looking through here, through their little wallets and things. Eyeglass case. What's this one? It's just a regular one. Phone case. It looks like phone case that has a phone case in it. Interesting. For old iPhone. Glasses. Sunglasses. Oh, those are fun. Look at those. If only I could wear regular. I have to have subscriptions now. Maybe one of these days I'll go and get myself the Lasix. A little bag for a jackery. I don't know what would go in there. Maybe power cords. This cute little Guy Harvey makeup bag. Here's a little Vera bag. They used to give that pattern away with something. I don't know. It's a makeup bag though. don't know how much they want on that. I'll go ahead and grab that. Why not? I've picked up cute purses out here before. I'm gonna look around the other side, see if there's a little purse or something over here that I missed. No. Some belts. Ooh, that's a nice one. That's a stretchy one. That's a big one too. Oh goodness, look at that thing. Longer than a bullwhip. Oh, a pair of dance goes. Wow. And they're size 40. That is, I think those would fit me. I like dance goes. Those are cute too. Wonder how much they want on those. Hat. Needs cleaning up. Looks like they may have got clothes out here of some boots from somebody. A lot of brand new boots in here. Nice styles. Look at those pretty little Anne Kleins with the thick heel. And these. I like 9 West. I had a great pair of 9 West pumps that I rocked all through high school. Okay, again, I had to block the sound because it was a little louder back here. This is where they have a lot of the clothing and stuff back here in the back. A lot of kids' clothes hung up here. And then there's more hard goods and sundries back here. I asked Dave if he'd found anything yet, and he said no. Aw, poor Dave. He didn't find nothing. But I started looking through Cafe 30A. That was a really good place to eat out on Highway 30A in South Walton County. Fortunately, that one has a little chip on it. Just checking out the pillows. Nothing spectacular or super fancy here. This one was cute, though. Had a lot of coastal style to it, but no name brand or anything that I could see on there. Nice little scene, though, with the Adirondack chair on the beach. Hit or miss. Again, this store looking just a little more picked over than the last time that I was in here, and that having to do with being the end of tourist season. I'm sure that our thrift stores just get a lot more traffic here in Destin in the summer months. But soon, within the next month or so, I'll be able to come back out here to Destin and the shelves will be looking a lot better. Probably around the end of September, the first weekend of October. So, yeah, this is a nice thrift store to visit. They have a good mission here. Look at this one, has new with tags. Really cute little shirt. I think the prices that they have here on clothing and stuff is really reasonable compared with some of the other thrift stores in our area. But then some of the hard goods and things can be a little bit pricier here. However, they get a lot of brand new stuff in here. And so that's where the price difference is. And a lot is in the quality and in the, if it's brand new or not. I found a nice little set of 4 Vietri appetizer dessert plates the last time I was here. I paid up for them $15 for the set of 4. But I just sold them for $44. So, yeah, that was a nice little score. This store here can yield treasures for the reseller. Just checking to make sure I'm not passing up any Tommy Bahama or any Crosskill in the linens or anything that's super high quality. Tons of utensils here. None of it's very high quality, though. But you never know. You just have to look through. I look through to see if there's anything I can't live without in my kitchen. I am on the market for a nice little tiny whisk. However, I have not found one yet. I really could use a cute little tiny whisk for whisking up salad dressings and such. This was interesting. I could see there was a mark on the bottom, but it was covered up, and I couldn't tell what it was. It was resin. It was heavy. I was tempted to Google search it, but I didn't want to spend all day Google searching every last thing I saw. This was a resin snowman. no name brand either on him, so he was probably just something out of a rando catalog. Maybe ABC or one of those types of catalogs. Christmas time. Couldn't tell what that was. It has this weird little calculator attachment looking thing on it. If you know what that is, pop it in the comments below. Let me know. Tell me what that was. This is the fun of thrifting. It's full of mystery, you know. It's like treasure hunting. It's always got some sort of surprise, and there's always some mystery to solve. It really is entertaining. It's easy to get addicted to thrifting, isn't it? Look at these cute little wooden salt and pepper shakers. I just sold a set of mid-century wood salt and pepper shakers. I had them for over a year, so they weren't a particularly fast-moving item. These have a little bit of condition issues with the stoppers, but those are super cute. I was really tempted on those. However, there was no price tag on them, and I was like, yeah, I don't know. If they were $1.99, I probably would have picked them up, but I could have got them up there, and the guy might have said $6 on them, So I just left them behind. That's the way I operate, unless it's just something I don't think I can live without, then I'll go to the trouble of asking. This is a pretty decent pan here. Really nice condition on this one. I think this might be Rachel Ray. I'm trying to get away from cooking on Teflon. I do use my cast iron a lot. Dave still uses our Teflon pans at home. I really want a hex-clad pan, but they're like $300. So, yeah, that's the You Have Arrived pan. If you can afford a set of hex-clad, then you're seriously a baller. Just perusing the special cases. There's always costume jewelry and stuff up here. Never hurts to look through. There is another Haven House out in Santa Rosa Beach, maybe about another 8 miles up the road from this one, 8 or 10 miles up the road. It's the same road. You just have to head on Highway 98 east, and you'll run into the second one.
I did get
right there near
some of
30A.
the local honey, and I got that vintage Pepsi mug, and I picked up the little Vera. And they gave me a bunny for free. It's a weighted bunny, so it's very soft. So I was talking with the young man that was checking me out. Haven House is an addiction recovery program, and all the proceeds from the thrift store go to help people to get into the program. It is a 9-month program you have to live in, but for people who are struggling with addiction recovery, it's an affordable program. He said there's no cost to the participants, that the thrift store pays for the whole thing. But yeah, you got to take 9 months out of your life if you want to get clean. Anyways, beautiful, beautiful charity to support here in the Destin area. I hope you guys come and check it out.